inglés divirtiéndose, siempre acompañados de nuestros monitores Vaughan. Realizarán talleres, actividades, veladas nocturnas y todo ello en inglés. 91 133 5832.
La radio que te entretiene, te acompaña, la radio que te enseña. Esto, lo que escuchas, es Vaughan Radio Madrid, 100.4 FM. Los cursos trimestrales de Vaughan son ideales para gente que necesita resultados a medio plazo y a un precio asequible. Descúbrelos en grupovaughan.com. Aquí comienza Inglés Online TVE.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the program Inglés Online TVE. TVE. Yeah, this is the English program where we follow the content of the show that airs every morning on Channel 2 here in Spain, on Televisión Española, Channel 2. And it's a class, right? It's a class that you can follow completely for free every morning, and I give you a nice review in the afternoon of the sentences and the content in the show, and you can, of course, participate through our chat. You can write in real time. So you have your own, I'm your personal tutor. Aquí estoy para ti. Whatever you want to ask me, I'm gonna answer your questions. Many of which may be about the content, or maybe you want to ask other questions about grammar. You name it. You call the shots. Dirigir el cotarro, ¿no? Se dice to call, in English, to call the shots. Yeah, you're the boss. And today, well, we're going to have a look at class number 57. 57 ya. Oh my gosh, class 57. We're flying through the content. And we welcome to the chat Maria. Hi, Maria Pilar. And now, most people who are named Maria Pilar go by the name Pilar. Right, Tino? If they Maria Pilar, well, I'll ask you, Maria Pilar, do you go by the name Pilar? Or do you go by Maria Pilar? Or do you go by Maria? What do you prefer? Because I see you in the chat every day and I say Maria Pilar. I don't know if you prefer Maria. Antonio's there. He says, good Tuesday, Kyle. Belen says, good evening, Kyle. Good evening. Good evening to you. Yes, so here we are today, class number 57. And we're going to begin, everybody. Why don't we go ahead with today's beginner content?
Nivel básico.
Beginner, nivel básico, everybody. I'm not going to call her after work. I'm not going to call her after work. Tino, are you going to call her after work? ¿Vas a llamarla después del trabajo?
Desde luego que sí, vamos.
All right.
No más mínima duda.
Okay. He is. Tino's going to call her after work. I'm not going to call her after work. I'm not going to. No, boy, yeah. I'm not going to. I'm not going to call her after work. I'm not going to go home after work. In fact, it's true, I'm not going to go home after work. I'm going to go see some friends. I'm going to have a beer. I'm going to go have a beer after work.
Fantástico.
I think so, yeah. Maria Pilar, she says, I prefer Maria Pilar or Maria. Perfect. Well, now I know. Maria Pilar, perfect. Yolanda says, hi, Kyle, all streaming all today? No. For those of you who are wondering about our streaming, this show always streams. Inglés Online TVE streams every day on YouTube. Todos los días, aquí estoy para ti. From 7 until 7:30, every day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now, Saturday and Sunday, I rest. I will not be here live with you tomorrow. No, sorry. I'll be here tomorrow, but I won't be with you on Saturday or Sunday. Now, this week, actually, I won't be with you on Thursday or Friday either because it's a holiday, right? It's Semana Santa. But normal days, this show will stream on Inglés Online TVE on the YouTube channel. Now, we also have our new Vaughn channel, Aprende Inglés con Vaughan, and you can follow certain shows there. Yesterday, I had my drive time show on that channel. Other days will be other programs. Today, Richard Brown had a show. Different shows on different days. Anyway, volviendo al tema. Let's get back on track. I'm not going to call her after work. No voy a llamarla después del trabajo. I'm not going to call her after work. After work, not work. Work. I'm not going to call her after work. No, I'm not going to. Now, I was talking to a student today about this, about going to, and I said, it's not very often, it's not very common for me to say, I'm going to go to the bar. I'm going to go home. I'm going to study Spanish. No. It's much more common to say, I'm gonna. And I know grammar books don't teach you this, but this is the reality. This is the crude reality of language learning. The English on the street is not the same as the English in the book, always, right? It's not always the same. So with going to, when I'm talking to my brother like I was today, he says, hey, what are you gonna do this weekend? And I said, well, I'm gonna relax on Saturday. Maybe I'm gonna meet up with some friends, and then I'm gonna go to a restaurant, and then I'm gonna go to the park, and I'm gonna go for a run, and tonight I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna. I am going to. But the reality is we very often say, I'm gonna. Do you want to come with me? Do you want to? Do you wanna? Do you wanna? I want to go with you. I want to go to the bar. I want to go to the restaurant. I want to go home. I want to come back tomorrow. I want to have a meeting with the boss. I want to make some changes. Yeah, I want to come in early tomorrow and work on some material for the show. I want to talk to Tino. I want to becomes I wanna. I'm going to. I'm gonna. It's the reality. It's the reality, and it's good to develop your ear. I'm not encouraging you to always try to say this, but you need to develop your ear so that you recognize these and you say, I understand now. And listening comprehension is mostly improved through listening, right? Comprehension is improved through a volume of listening, through the amount of hours that you spend. And this is why I strongly recommend that you put on Vaughn Radio and you listen over and over and over. Listen to the shows, or at least hear the shows in the background. You could be cooking. You're cooking dinner. You're doing something else. But in the background, you have some English going, and you hear it, and you absorb it, right? So the sentence, I'm not going to call her after work. No voy a llamarla. I'm not gonna call her after work. I'm not going to call her after work. Okay? That is our beginner sentence today here in class number 57. Let's move on, everybody, and take a look at today's intermediate content.
Nivel intermedio.
I won't forget to call Stacy. I promise. I promise. Now, of course, everybody, you know that I promise. I won't do. I'm going to do everything I can to remember. Te lo prometo, no? I promise. I won't forget. So in other words, I will remember. Now, people often forget the difference between remind and remember. Can you remember the difference between remind and remember? Or should I remind you of the difference between remind and remember? If you can't remember, I will remind you. What? Yes. So to remember is to make, or to remember is internal. It's in your head. To remind is to make someone remember, or to help someone remember, or to help yourself remember. I leave a lot of notes for myself, right? Apuntes. I leave notes for myself. I write things down. I leave, pieces of paper, little notes for myself to remind me to do things. Call whoever. Call this person about this thing. Talk to Tino about the program. All these little things. So the notes remind me to do certain things. They help me remember. So remind is external. Remind is something outside that tells you, it helps you remember. If you remember, it's on your own. Like I remember my parents' telephone number. In fact, my parents have the same telephone number that I had when I lived with them when I was a kid. So I remember the phone number. No one has to remind me of the phone number. So remind is external, remember is internal. I won't forget to call Stacy. I promise. I promise. Right? So I promise, te lo prometo, no? I promise to you that I will do this, right? I'll be back tomorrow. There'll be another show here tomorrow. I promise. Okay, that is our intermediate content. It's class number 57. Today we're in class number 57, Tino, and it made me think of the number 57 and something interesting about 57, which is the relationship to Heinz. You know Heinz ketchup? They always use the number 57, right? And here we are in class number 57. I was thinking, I wonder why they always use the 57. So it turns out that Henry Heinz, the man who was behind the Heinz brand, the founder of the company, Henry Heinz, he had some special connection to the number 57. And he was on a train in New York City back in the 1890s. I think it was around 1896. Henry Heinz was on a train in New York City, and he saw a sign that was advertising 21 styles of shows. And he thought it was very clever. He said, look, they have 21 styles of shows. De espectáculos. And there is something interesting about numbers and quoting numbers. If I say 79% of people will improve their English by listening to this show, you say, oh my gosh, Kyle knows these details. It's impressive. Right? So Henry Heinz, he's on a train and he sees 21 different styles of shows on Broadway. And he says, ooh, that's impressive. He thought that advertising idea was pretty clever. Now, at the time, Heinz was manufacturing more than 60 products. But he didn't like that number. Instead, he chose the number 57, which was, for him, he thought was kind of a more specific and sort of a lucky number. So then he started using the idea 57 varieties in all his advertising. And the company now has more than 5,700 different products, more than 5,700 different products worldwide. The association with the number 57 remains. So there you go. That's a bit of the history behind the world's number one ketchup brand and one of the biggest sauce and really condiment companies, Heinz, and their association with the number 57, which is our class today, class number 57, right? Anyway, let's push forward with today's advanced content.
Nivel avanzado.
All right. Nivel avanzado. We have a little story here. I had to get into the house by breaking a window because I had locked myself out. To get in. So I was locked out. right? To be locked out. So the doors were locked, the house was locked, and I was outside. I was locked out. So I had to get into the house by breaking a window because I had locked myself out. So the doors are locked, but I'm outside. I was locked out. Now it's going to be the past perfect because the whole story is in the past. And this happened to me before. I've never had to break a window, but I had to open a window. Luckily, in Canada, growing up in a small town, when I was young, we didn't have really properly locked windows. The windows on my house when I was young, you could just slide the glass across. So a few times with my family, we would be out, maybe in the city, shopping or something. We'd come back, and my gosh, we're locked out. The house is locked. How are we going to get back in? So me, being the smallest guy, the smallest one, I was told, hey, go to the window. And my father lifted me up to this high window, and I was small, I was young, I had sort of small hands, so grab the window and slide the window open, and then I crawled inside onto a kitchen counter and down into the house and over to the door, and I unlocked the door and let the family in. So it was a similar situation, but I didn't have to break the window, romper la ventana. I didn't have to break the window. But in our sentence today, I had to get into the house by breaking the window because I had locked myself out. Now, some people are writing in. Charles writes in and says, hi, is it possible to say I'd locked my keys into? Now you can't say into the car. I had locked my keys, or in the house, into the house. We'd say in the house, in the car. I had locked my keys inside. Sure. I've done that as well. I guess it's more difficult now with modern vehicles, but I've done that before. I locked my keys in the car. I had to use a coat hanger, a coat hanger, like for para colgar la ropa, right? For hanging up your clothes, the coat hanger, what do you say, the perche, no? Perche, no, Tino, para la ropa, the coat hanger, para colgar la ropa. Yeah, the coat hanger, we say. When you're hanging up your jacket, you put it on a coat hanger. Anyway, I had to take one of these, straighten it out, and put it down to the lock mechanism and open the lock to get into the car because I had locked my keys inside. I had locked my keys inside the car. So anyway, yeah, I had to get into the house by breaking the window because I had locked myself out. Now, Belen says, don't forget to call him or remember to call him. Remind me to call him. Sure. Remind and remember. Very good. All right. We're going to go ahead now, folks, and take a look at a little bit of translation. How about that, Tino? A little translation? Who doesn't like translation? Let's do this. You can participate in the chat, everybody. You can participate in the chat. I'm going to give you a sentence. Number 1. Pon la fecha en la parte superior. Pon la fecha en la parte superior. We're missing a lot of people in the chat today. I don't know why. It's very quiet. Está muy tranquilo en el chat today, right? Very quiet in the chat. So, pon la fecha en la parte superior. Put the date at the top. En la parte superior. Put the date at the top. So it's interesting. When we talk about the top, we say the upper left, upper right, top left, top right. We won't say the right left, or so the right upper. We would always say upper left, upper right. So pon la fecha en la parte superior. Antonio says, put the date on the top. Yeah, you can say on the top or at the top, either one. Okay. Number 2, firma al pie. Now you can write in on the chat. ¿Cómo se dice en inglés? Firma al pie. Antonio says, put the date at the top or on the top. Yes, at or on the top. Correct. Firma al pie. Now, firmar, el documento, claro, to sign. So we'll say, sign at the bottom. Not so much on the bottom, but sign it at the bottom. Right? Estoy un poco cansado. Estoy un poco cansado. Eso es todo. Es que estoy un poco cansado. Eso es todo. I'm a little tired. That's all. I'm a little tired. That's all. Number 4. I'm a little tired. Let's see. Maria Pilar. Hello, Maria Pilar, writing in. Sorry, I'm racing forward a little bit. Maria Pilar says, put the date on the top. Sure, on the top. I would say at the top. At the top, right? Okay, we'll do another one here. Estoy un poco cansado. Eso es todo. I'm a little tired. That's all. And notice I'm not saying tired. No, tired. I'm a little tired. That's all. Okay. ¿Quieres que me siente? How would you say that? ¿Quieres que me siente? Do you want me to? Do you want me to sit down? Sure. Do you want me to sit down? All right. I'm gonna read one more. I'm gonna read one more, and then we're going to do a little review, and then we'll come back and give the answer. Okay? ¿Cómo se dice en inglés? ¿Cómo se dice en inglés? Espera hasta que estén listos. Espero hasta que estén listos. Now, people are writing in. Valentino says top or upper. Yeah, the top corner, the upper, or the top part of the page, the upper part. You can say that, sure. Okay. Let's see here. Number 5. Espera hasta que estén listos. So write in. We're going to do a little review with our sentences today. The 3 levels, then we're going to come back, okay? The first sentence, the beginner sentence, you'll remember, was, I'm not going to call her after work. Es que no voy a llamarla después del trabajo. I'm not going to. And we're practicing the pronunciation gonna. Going to? Gonna. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not going to call her after work. I'm not going to call her after work. Okay, so remember, we're not saying work. No, we're saying work. Work. I'm not going to call her after work. Intermediate. The intermediate sentence we saw today. I won't forget to call Stacy. I promise. I won't forget. No olvidaré a llamar a Stacy. I promise. Te lo prometo. No, I promise. I promise. We don't say I promise you. We just say I promise. I won't forget to call Stacy. I promise. I promise. Okay. Advanced. The final sentence that we saw today on the course, class 57. I had to get into the house, right? I had to get into the house, entrar en la casa, by breaking a window. Right? I had to break the window. Because I had locked myself out. And we're using the contraction, I'd. Because I'd locked myself. I had to get into the house by breaking a window because I'd locked myself out. I'd locked myself out. All right. Now, people are writing in about our translation. Valentino's joking with my usual expression, folks. Well, folks, yes. Espera hasta que estén listos. And he says, wait until they're ready, folks. That's true. That is the way I'd say it. All right. Let's see what people are saying here. Wait until they're ready. Nelson, wait until they're ready. Josema, wait until they are ready. Very good. Antonio, wait until they are ready. Ricardo, wait until they're ready. Vicente, wait until they're ready. Wait until they're ready. Lots of people writing in. Valentino, Antonio. Can you pronounce won't and want? Yeah, won't, want, won't, want. If I eat a sandwich now, I won't want to eat another one. If I eat a sandwich now, I won't want. Okay? Vicente says, wow, it's difficult to do multitasking, broadcasting, reading, speaking all at the same time. Great stuff, Kyle. Well, thank you very much, Vicente. We try our best. We try our best. All right. And I want to thank you for tuning in today. We have reviewed our 3 sentences. Every day we do this. We review the content that you see on Channel 2 in La Dos, on our course Inglés Online, TVE. And be sure to follow us on YouTube. And you can participate. You can join us in the chats. And you can ask questions. And you can get a nice review of all the course content here in this program, Inglés Online TVE. So I'm going to finish there for today, but I'll be back tomorrow with another edition. It'll be class number 58 tomorrow. Just like that. We're flying through the content, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.